You and I actually met 20 years ago. Now,
Uh-oh.
I fully don't expect you to remember this, but I remember, and I'll tell you why.
Was I nice? Was I nice?
Well, you were incredible, actually. And here's the deal: I was going to the University of Louisville, and I was working my way through school at the old spaghetti factory in downtown. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I totally know what you're going to. Yes.
So Wynonna rolls up into the old spaghetti factory on a Sunday afternoon. I'm assuming you'd played somewhere close on the Saturday night before. And God loved the hostess at the old spaghetti factory. She was completely clueless because you walked in and you said, "I'd like to kind of sit somewhere off to the side." Well, bless her heart, she didn't know who you were. So she put you in the largest table in the middle of the largest room in the restaurant.
That's awesome. See what happens? These people, you have to understand, I rely on these people to protect me and serve. And guess what?
Yeah, you were right.
Today.
It took all of about 2 seconds for everybody to realize that Wynonna Judd was sitting in the old spaghetti factory. And I have to say, you were so incredibly gracious to everybody who came up to you. And I will say this too. When everybody quit coming up to you and say, "Hey, oh my gosh, you're Wynonna, oh my gosh," you sent somebody, I forget who it was, out to the bus or the van or whatever, and you brought in Wynonna Judd swag and gave it out to like everybody in the restaurant. It was amazing.
Wonderful.
Did I sell merch there? I do.
I think you actually gave it away for free, which was really nice.
Wow, 20
Well,
years ago.
you know what? 20 years ago, honey, you have to remember, I was probably, let's see, pretty darn naive, A. B, when you're that young and the sky's the limit. I mean, you said van. Excuse me, honey, I don't even ride in vans at that point. I'm like, I need a tour bus for everything. And so I was probably on the tour bus, and my mother was either with me or on the bus in her room napping. So I wasn't far from her. We were probably, coming in for a break before the show. And you know what? I appreciate you saying what you said, because I think this is where I think I become my mother for just noise. I open my mouth and my mother comes out. I really was raised in country music at a time when it was so awesome in terms of just, it was so much fun. I mean, not that it's not now, it's different. Let me make that clear. It's just another game, if they say, it's like another, well, you know how it is. It's another generation. It's the way we do business with technology and all of that, producing and doing shows. Honey, back then it was bring everybody, bring your aunt, bring your uncle, cousin, and friends. And we never had, I don't ever remember there being really much of a separation between us and the fans, if that makes sense. We didn't have, 5 bodyguards. We didn't have stuff that we were in fear of. We were in a parade. We didn't care. If it was in the bathroom at the airport, we just wanted love and attention and to sing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm just glad I never heard you sing in the bathroom.
I'm kind of bummed out that I never have, actually.
It sounds good there. The echo and everything. It's awesome there. That's a good place to sing. Trust me. So I love your story because it reminds me of where I come from in country music, which is, it was a sweeter time. Things were, I think, a little bit more, we didn't have Twitter and people hiding behind identities, that just don't exist. And we just were real, and we were able to connect and be, you could walk right up to Reba, and it wasn't like, okay, you're going to get thrown out. It was more of a simpler, we don't worry about things like we do now, I guess. We don't have just the vibe where I go sometimes. I have to, have somebody go in and make sure. And that just didn't happen as much then. I mean, life's not perfect back then, but it sure was simpler.